Hey everyone, Dan Walsh here. As most of you know, I just got back from a vacation in Argentina, and I was very impressed with a lot of the food down there. And one of the most delicious concoctions they have is Dulce de Leche, which I think a lot of you are probably familiar with, but maybe not quite sure how to make it. So I tried my hand at it yesterday. It was my first attempt at Argentine cooking, and it turned out really well. And so I wanted to make a video that kind of showed how to make it. So first, the main ingredients are milk. Here I have 1 cup of skim milk. I thought that might not work without the fat of the whole milk, but it actually turned out really well, so feel free to use whatever kind of milk you want. I also have 1/2 cup of sugar right here, just white granulated garden variety sugar. These are the 2 main ingredients, and as long as you keep them at a 2 milk to 1 sugar ratio, you'll be fine. We're also going to use just a little dash of baking powder, a little dash of salt, and a couple drops of vanilla extract. Yes, I know it's in a Pepsi bottle. I broke the glass last night, and that's all I could say, but it does say vanilla right there. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take our milk, and we're going to just pour it in our pot. Non-stick definitely would be preferred, because it does get sticky. And we're going to take our sugar, I'm going to throw that right in there. Take, like I said, just a little pinch, it's probably too much, there we go, a little pinch of baking soda, dash of salt, and if I can do this with one hand, nope, I'm going to put the camera down, but I'll point it at the pot, there we go. I'm just going to do maybe about 4 little drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, of vanilla extract. And we're going to turn the oven onto high, and we're going to give it a stir. Now, what you want to do is bring this to a rapid boil. Alright, so high is definitely the setting you want right now, but make sure you keep stirring, otherwise it will boil over very quickly. I did that actually both times. I made it yesterday, and I lost half my batch. Once you bring it to a boil, you're going to want to keep it there for about 15 minutes. Again, keep stirring really, really rapidly, and then reduce it to a simmer until it's golden brown. That might take about a half hour to 45 minutes. It sounds really long. Like I said, it's easy, but this project is kind of time-consuming. But the payoff is great. It's really rewarding. So I'll show you what it looks like once you simmer it down to golden in just a second. If you turn on some music, it really doesn't take that long. Alright, back again, and this is what it looks like after just about 10 minutes of stirring at boiling. As you see now, I've reduced the heat to medium. I don't know if you can see that, but I did. And now I am still stirring till it's golden brown. Little tip, it will boil a lot, and you have to control that. So if you kind of stir like this and go at about a rate that Sonic the Hedgehog would go at, you can keep the bubbles down and keep it from bubbling over. So we'll see you back in another minute. So at this point, I would say it's done. It's a nice kind of dark honey golden brown color. It's still warm here, so if you want to turn this into well, if you let this dry like this, it'll be more along the lines of a caramel candy. But in Argentine cooking, dulce de leche is really almost more of a jelly or a preserve used as a spread on bread and things like that traditionally. So you're going to want to thin this up a little bit. At this point, you would do that by adding either a little more sweetened, or a little more milk, or a little sweetened condensed milk. To whatever consistency you want. Now, this looks pretty runny now, but rest assured, as soon as it cools, it is going to be pretty sticky. So what I'm actually going to do is roll this into caramels. So I'm going to put it on a piece of wax paper and let it cool, and then I'm going to chop it up and roll it into balls and then wrap them individually to give to people as gifts. Yay! I'll show you that in just a second. Alright, so like I said, I wanted to make caramels, little candies out of the dulce de leche, and I'm actually eating one right now, and it's super chewy and super delicious, and I'm really happy with the way this batch turned out. So let me show you how I turned it into little candies. It's really easy. while the dulce was still hot in the pot, nice rhyme, while it was still hot in the pot, I poured it on this parchment paper, which I had treated with a little bit of olive oil to keep the dulce from sticking. If you have wax paper, you'll be fine, but I didn't have any, so we'll use a little bit of oil. Butter works too, whatever. I let it cool for a few minutes, and then rolled it into kind of a snake. You want to make sure you're still working with this while it's warm, because it will start to get kind of hard on you, and it'll become hard to work with. So once it was a snake, I took my knife and I just kind of eyeballed it and chopped a couple equal pieces, and then took each piece and rolled it into a ball. That was about it. This was a very small batch, so this is about what you get out of this, minus the 2 or 3 pieces that I've already eaten. So this is about what you can expect from 1 cup of milk and half a cup of sugar. And just again to reiterate, the timing that I mentioned was a little bit off before. I stirred it at a boil for about 10 minutes, and then actually at a simmer, it was maybe only about another 10 tops. So it's really, if you boil it longer, still get a great result, and it doesn't take quite as long to make the stuff. I'm a big fan of dessert first. It's just how I like it. So this will be the first in a series of little cooking shows on some of the Argentine cuisine that I was exposed to. You can look forward to some empanadas and maybe some quinoa. Actually, I'm really excited about that one, so that will definitely be there. But I hope you enjoyed this, and if you do make this, please leave any comments about your dulce de leche experience or experiments down below. I would love to hear about them. All right, take care.